Greetings, Tomasio here. Friday morning. We got tons of stuff to pray about. Very, very important things going on. Last night, if you haven't heard, cops in Dallas were ambushed from buildings above. There's a Black Lives Matter protest on the shooting, the cop shootings. The cop shooting the African-American two gentlemen this past week. And I saw the video of the one. It was horrible in Minnesota. The girlfriend and the daughter were in the car with the guy. Appeared to be totally, good guy, and got killed. He had a concealed weapon permit. Cop shot him, killed him. Unbelievable. Okay, so now this is horrible. This is wrong. Why do we have cops who are panicking? Which I don't quite understand. Why we have cops who are literally panicking. Really, what kind of training are these guys getting? You can't be a cop and afraid. You just can't. You got to do something else. Okay? Yes, fear is a human emotion, but you got to work through that if you're going to be in law enforcement every day. Every time you go out, there's a threat on your life. There's no question about it. It's a dangerous, violent world. So instead of, you got to have sense. You got to have instinct. What's going on? So this guy kills the guy, and people are getting mad, and it's understandable that people are getting mad. If that was everybody should be mad at that. I'm mad at that. That's horrible. I can't even believe it. And that little girl, unbelievable. Okay, so when these cops panic and they're not equipped and prepared to deal with the situation, then now there's 5, 6 cops dead in retaliation. That had happened in Minnesota. These cops were down in Dallas. So why do the Dallas cops have to suffer for what this cop in Minnesota did? It's this, we're just going to blame everybody. That's what ISIS does. They'll just kill people because they're Christians who maybe never had anything to do with ISIS or Islam or anything like that. And they don't check, are you a good Christian, bad Christian, nothing. Those guys from the Coptics. So this is, now people are just picking on other people because, he's a cop. The cop killed out one of our guys, and we're going to shoot. Or he's a Christian. We don't like Christians. It's just indiscriminate. You know what I mean? Indiscriminate, not individualized. It's indiscriminate killing and shooting, and it's just a matter if you're in the right place at the right time or the wrong place at the wrong time. Okay, now, what do we do about it? What's the response? Why are things getting so bad? Our president is President Barack Obama, and everything is falling apart under Obama's tenure. Okay? Everything is falling apart. ISIS is out of control. Okay, they can strike at any time, right? Bringing terror into people's lives. Now you have Black Lives Matter, and these guys are fed up, and they could strike seemingly at any time. Okay, now is Black Lives Matter and ISIS, going to join forces because they're so angry? Who knows? Who knows? But what are we going to do about it? What is the proper approach? And you have Hillary saying this is horrible, attack against the cops. Well, yes, it is a horrible attack against the cops. Is that all you're going to say? Obama, horrible attack against the cops. Yes, it is a horrible attack against the cops. But somebody has got to address the anger that's fueling these attacks. why is not anyone addressing this? Now, I have heard Trump address it. He's saying, look, we got to bring jobs to the inner cities, to the African American communities. If you're working and you're making money and you have a family and you have something important to live for, you're not going to be so quick to just, be the next suicide bomber, okay? Because you realize your life on earth has value and importance. But if you don't have anything going on earth, you're like, what the heck, man? I'm just going to kill people because I'm mad and I'm angry that this happened and that happened. Do people realize ISIS was formed by the Republican Guard of Saddam Hussein? Okay, and they have a serious axe to grind with America. Now, it was George Bush who invaded. They don't care. It's like America. So, they all lost their jobs, and then they formed ISIS. And they're very bright, intelligent people, and they're very angry over what happened. There was no weapons of mass destruction. There was all kinds of problems. What are we doing over there telling those people how to live? Okay? They allowed Christians to exist in that society, to worship Catholics, And Trump has said, Saddam Hussein, there was some serious issues with the guy. But look at it now. Look what they have now. They have complete chaos and terror. And it's worse. It's far worse. So, to me, Trump has got the best solution. And I hope he speaks very soon on this, because you have to be strong. Okay, you need cops, but you need cops who are trained and who are supported and who are, not racist. The last thing you need is a racist cop. Cops have to be totally objective and fair. And so when you see things like, Hillary getting off over the emails and like favoritism being shoved down the throats of the American people, we're being shown that the FBI is showing favoritism. If that was you or I, we'd be in big, big trouble. Trust me. But not only is she not in trouble, she's running for the President of the United States. So, favoritism is not appropriate in... favoritism is not appropriate in law. You just can't do that. It's unfair because people are going to get mad. And I don't blame them for getting mad. Okay? If this guy had a concealed weapons permit, then, that should have been respected. You know what I mean? Regardless of the color of his skin, that should have been respected. So I would say everybody get behind Trump, really, at this point. Yes, angry, I understand that completely. I'm angry. I'm angry that all different races of babies are being killed at these abortion clinics every single day in this country. And that gets me mad, angry. Why do American people just throw out their own children? That doesn't make any sense to me, especially at a time in the world when we really need to strengthen our country. So, the point is this: Christie, he should pick Christie for VP because Christie has dealt with crime, and he is definitely equipped to deal with America right now, because we're not at peace. Our society is not at peace, clearly not at peace. So, that's my sense, is that he's got to go with Christie as VP, and if not VP, he's got to make him AG. But I'm thinking VP, put him that close, if something happens to Trump, don't think that Trump wouldn't be a target. And it's interesting how, people are trying to push Trump off as being racist, so that he could be the scapegoat for everything that's happening. Well, Trump's not in office, okay? Trump's giving his ideas, he's laying out on the table, and he's saying, hey, if you want this, vote for me. Obama's in office, and everything's falling completely apart with Obama in office. So I would say, American people, if you're an American citizen, you got to come together. You got to pull together. Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, whatever it is. As Americans, we got to pull together because we want a safe country. We want a country where people can drive without being harassed. They can go to the movies without being harassed. They can go to dinner or a nightclub or wherever without being harassed. And that's very, very important. And the only way you can do that is secure the borders, because the more bad people that we let in this country indiscriminately, then the more everybody's going to be under suspicion. And it's just going to make it worse and worse and worse. But if you control the borders and who's coming into the country, then you can give the American people reasonable assurance that they're safe. And so, all I can say is the cops need to be better prepared. And those officers in Dallas were totally set up. I mean, that's ridiculous. These guys are shooting them from above. No one thought of that there might be snipers involved. I can't believe no one thought of that. Why are they putting these cops' lives at risk and not having some sharpshooters who were checking out the roofs and things like that? They have the equipment. If you watch that movie American Sniper, you can see these guys can sense and detect snipers, for example. Like these guys were snipers that shot down these cops. So they got to be detected, and the cops clearly can't be just set up like that. It's ridiculous. So everything's got to be rethought. The whole way that we deal with law enforcement and protests and rallies and things of that nature, we got to set a different tone. Freedom of speech is very, very important. We don't want to lose freedom of speech. These guys want to get out and protest. They can do it. You know what I'm saying? And let them have speakers and rallies, and let the word of truth be the battle, and stop bringing in this "we're going to kill you if you don't agree with us" nonsense. Okay, we're going to suppress your rights if you don't agree with it. No, because ultimately everyone has a free will. Let them hear both sides and let them decide. And then this election is coming down to that. So and the press has got to be honest in their reporting. They can't be slanting to try to persuade. They have to lay out the truth and the facts. That's just what's going on. Let's keep praying.